You know what I think? I think there are enough of us in the YTPC who are just batshit crazy that as a community, we could lead the charge in mental health awareness. I mean, seriously, um, we could we could come up with new term. We could invoke an emerging new phraseology in the national dialogue about mental health because I'm not doing so well, right? I'm feeling glum. But what I don't want to do is come on here and be like, I'm struggling with depression. Because that just glorifies it. Like that, like I'm struggling, like Jacob and the angel, you know? Like this wrestling with depression. No, it's like it's not nearly that bad. There are people out there that are actually really struggling. I'm just kind of in a bad mood, just kind of pissed off, and I don't like getting out of bed in the morning, that kind of thing. You know, but that's like, oh, I'm shooting rubber bands over the top of my cubicle at depression. Depression and I flip each other off when we pass on the, in our cars. I was gonna hang out with depression, but I got sick and depression had to work, and now depression hasn't texted me back in 2 weeks. Like it's that level of tension. It's not really that big of a deal, but that struggling. I'm a victim of depression. That's the kind of stuff that turns people off from actually like dealing with their mental health issues. Smoking HH Old Dark Fired in my Missouri Meerschaum Stubby, sent to me by Pottsville Piper. Thank you, sir. And I think we ought to get together and brainstorm. We should come up with some new phrases here. Um, ways of talking about like Berg. Come on, man. Come on. We don't need like the beard. You could just What if we made the beard like you're wearing your beard? That means you're cool. It means you're cool. But if you're not wearing your beard, you're kind of having a hard day. Just little things like that to say, oh, this is where my mood is, but I don't have to get on here and be like, oh, I'm one of the 40 million Americans infected by blah, blah, blah. No, I'm wearing my beard today. It's something like that. You know what's real? What's doing it? You know what's doing it? What's really got me fired up? Shouldn't talk about this. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk. Okay, here we go. All right, anti-Semitism. Let's talk about anti-Semitism on my Pipe channel. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? My town has one of the Jewish community centers that were threatened to be bombed yesterday. And so today I'm going to call them and I'm going to be like, look, I am like Captain Gentile over here. Like I have no idea. I'm not going to try to say that I know what your culture is about. But what can I do, man? Like, you need me to hold a flashlight on the street corner at 10 o'clock tonight to make sure no one's sneaking a bomb into your damn preschool? Like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so there's got to be somebody watching my video. There's got to be somebody out there, right? You're sitting there at your computer in your boxer shorts and your clan robe, right? Watching my video through the eyelets in your hood. And you got to be watching. So explain to me, right? I get your whole like, nationalist front, Aryan, all that bullshit. I understand. My question is, right? If America is being taken down by the Jews, why bomb their preschool? Like, don't they have some sort of secret underground James Bond villain lair you could bomb? Because if they don't have an underground lair, I don't buy that they're taking down the country. I'm sorry. You got to show me a lair before I'm going to get on board with this. And if you want to bomb a preschool, man, you know who bombed a preschool? Timothy McVeigh. You know what happened to him? He's dead. We killed him. And we'll kill the crap out of you too if you bomb a preschool. So, wasn't I talking about mental health? I think I'm still talking about mental health, but not in the way that I wanted to talk about mental health. But I just get so mad about this stuff. And, you guys know I try not to watch the news, but this was in my town. This is my town. And the whole thing about, like, all over the country, people are kicking over headstones in the Jewish cemeteries. What kind of fucking 300-pound mama's basement living Call of Duty player? Like, what was Xbox Live down that night? Was the server down? And so you're like, oh, I can't play Xbox. I'm gonna go knock over a headstone. What exactly do you think? Like, is there any self-awareness at that moment where you're kicking over the headstone and you're like, yeah, this is the best thing to do with my time right now? Like, let's leave all the politics out of it. This is the best. You know, I should not be applying for a job at McDonald's right now. I should be kicking over this headstone. What is wrong with you? And this is from a guy that experienced terrible misdirections of his youthful energy. And I'm assuming that, I don't think there's like 90-year-olds knocking over headstones. Like, oh, Ethel, the nurse isn't at the charge station in the hall. We can make our break. Like, let's wheel out to the Jewish cemetery and knock over some headstones with our quad canes. No. This is just, it's so base. It's so base. And you just want to be like, as a people, haven't we moved on where we at least, human beings are always going to hate each other, right? That's fine. But can't we at least express it in better ways? Like, really? You're going to knock over a headstone? That's just stupid. I think I'm attributing to these people a lot more critical thinking than they actually have. But, this is coming from someone with OCD, so I have way more critical thinking than I actually need. I wish I could share my critical thinking abilities. I wish I could just, when you see these folks painting swastikas on bridges or whatever, I never actually see anyone painting a swastika on a bridge, but I see the swastikas. Because if I actually saw someone, I don't know what I would do, but I would do something. I would just be like, listen, man, I got some books for you to read. Or I might just kick his ass. Assuming it's a he. Maybe it's a, little girl, Catholic schoolgirl out there painting swastikas on bridges. Maybe that's what it is. But I think it's safe to assume that these are like overly aggro teenagers doing this stuff, right? Probably the same ones calling in the bomb threat. And let me tell you, teenagers, if you've never messed around with the FBI, you're messing around with them now. Yeah, I think, see, this is fun, right? This is fun. It's fun to sort of get these frustrations out. And it's an easy target because no one can really disagree with the idea that it's a bad idea to knock over tombstones and paint swastikas on shit. This is an easy outlet. But I think there are those of us that we see this stuff like that and it gets internalized because we know that othering those people, that saying, oh, you're just an idiot and you're wrong and you're evil, that's a bad idea too, right? So we have to take some, I don't know about responsibility, but we have to take some sort of, instead of hating those people back, I'm mostly just saddened. I'm saddened. And that becomes, my spitball war with depression. Also, I have almost 500 subscribers now, and I still don't have a proper tripod. You see the phone shaking? That's grounds for depression as well. Damn. What a world, right? Okay, I'm going to quit while I don't think in my head. I'm just going to quit. Y'all, don't participate in that. Not that anyone watch, except for the boxer short clan robe guy. I want you to explain to us in the comments in this video exactly what you. Okay, the reason I'm asking that is I had a very good friend one time get drunk and stoned while we were sitting around a fire, and she told me that she thought that all of our problems in this country were due to the Jews. And I just couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. That This person, I mean, this is literally the last person I would expect to voice these kinds of things. And that was an illuminating moment. It was an illuminating moment because, um, and she was of Germanic origin, Teutonic origin, you might even say, and very blonde with very Aryan features. And I just couldn't. I was like, look, do you understand? Like, your last name is. I won't say her last name, but it was very Aryan last name. Like, do you know what it means for you to be saying this stuff to me right now? Like, am I supposed to? What am I? How am I supposed to feel about this? And she was like, well, it's the truth. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. What do you? Show me the layer. Show me the underground layer, and then we can talk. But until then, it's just some folks trying to have a preschool, man. I just okay. So now I've gone 2 minutes after the point where I said I was going to quit. Clearly, I could rant about this for another 45 minutes and not get it all out. So I'm going to quit now. Thanks for watching. Mr. Boxer Shorts Clan Robe Guy, please enlighten us about your philosophy in the comments, and I promise I won't mercilessly ridicule you and turn you into YouTube. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.